What if we used 100% of our brain? The image usually features an MRI or a CAT scan of a brain with like 10% of it colored in. But every part of your brain has a function and is used at some point. If we could magically make all of our brain cells active at the same time, we'd probably just have a seizure or fry our brains. Like an electrical circuit, too much current going through it at once can cause an overload and a fire. We can use our brains at 100 capacity for short bursts. Raccoons can't do that. They don't have the energy to spare. Sure, their brains are smaller and they weigh less, so they don't need as much energy. Downloading files straight to our brains, plugging in neural lace so we can upload our consciousness into a virtual reality. These things are still largely in the realm of science fiction, but brain-machine interfaces are being developed right now. Researchers are working on ways to restore vision to blind people by bypassing their retinas. Other researchers are developing brain-computer interfaces to help quadriplegics control robotic limbs. If you liked this video, you might like the one on what happens to your brain when you die. It's a total mystery. What happens to your brain when you die? We don't know. Scientists want to find out. Until next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to keep on thinking. But their brains also don't do nearly as much. Their higher brain functions aren't nearly as developed as ours. We can't even compare apples to apples. She uses 10% of her brain and then 20% and then 50% and then she's kicking ass and taking names. Or maybe you won't be like Bradley Cooper in Limitless, taking pills to become a super genius. That's probably not gonna happen either. But that doesn't mean you can't improve your brain function. You can learn new things, exercise, eat right, sleep well. Those things will help you squeeze a little more out of your brain. So maybe that's all you need. It's complete nonsense. Not only is this not true, it is actually dangerous because it gives people the false impression that they can somehow get better at using their brains. Because of this, we can do some pretty amazing things. We can learn new skills, improve our memory, pay attention for long periods of time. We can exercise and sleep and meditate. Sorry, you're not quite ready for that yet. Elon Musk wants to help you merge with artificial intelligence, but you're gonna have to wait a while. Those things actively rewire our brains to be more efficient, helping us get the most out of the energy we've got. Your brain is already using 100% of itself. While we often think of the brain as this magical thinking machine, it's really just a biological organ. It needs energy to work. And a lot of that energy goes toward keeping the brain at the right temperature, transporting stuff around, building new connections between neurons. Using 100% of your brain at full power all the time would take way more energy than your body could produce. You'd literally burn out. Now, different parts of your brain are responsible for different things, and some of those things turn out to be more important than others. So let's assume that instead of turning on all the lights in your house at once, you have some kind of a dimmer switch for your brain. And you can go from 10 to 100% brain power. What would that do for you? Well, first off, you'd probably remember everything you've ever learned. Remembering things is basically the storage and retrieval of information. So more brain power means more storage and faster retrieval. You wouldn't forget where you left things or who you were supposed to meet or what you were supposed to do. You would also be able to multitask because your brain would be able to process more information from more sources at once. You would be able to solve problems faster and come up with innovative solutions that you just weren't able to before. But if you want to stick with the whole light bulb analogy, there's a very real limit on how bright your bulb can get. And that brings us to another great advantage that humans have over, say, a raccoon. The human brain is pretty darn good at getting more output for the same amount of input. There are also the cool things we can do in the future, like using brain-machine interfaces to communicate directly with computers. Then there's genetic enhancements, fixing the genes that make you stupid and replacing them with the genes that make you smart. So, yeah, you're not gonna be like Lucy in the movie Lucy anytime soon. Are we ready for a smarter human race? You decide in the comments below.